I've been thinking about, which comes down to the lesson of the season for me. And it just started to be a lesson, so now I'm going to work through it. But in the past, you might have events and situations and actions and decisions you've taken that weigh heavily on you. Whether because it didn't work out, or because it hurt, or because something went awry, like unexpectedly. It's okay to process and needed time to really look back and go like, okay, I'm done being ashamed over this. I'm done feeling heavy and condemn myself for things I didn't do in the past or didn't know or basically failed at. And it's totally okay to get yourself off the hook. Like, just, you know, we can't change the past. And we could spend a lot of energy thinking about how and why and who and how dare and all of that. And I mean, those are all valid processes of any kind of processing we do of events in our life. Like, we need to go through those questions and think about them because, well, that's how we process. We ask questions. We want to get a full picture, and everyone's different. So some people will want more information than others. Some people will want more time, will need more time, and others will just like, hop right on through. There's no shame for you to carry around of the past. And I know that that sounds very, woo woo and oh, so everyone's off the hook, even the people that have done bad things to me. I say, well, technically, the event is in the past, and now you need to move forward. Like in my case, a lot of the people that have harmed me are already dead. Like most of them, or we've resolved the issue. Like the issue died. Not everyone, but most people. And the point being that I could keep living with that bubbling inside of me, that anger, that hey, why, how dare you? Why didn't you consider me worthy? Why didn't you love me? And the question is, people do things to others that really they are doing to themselves. They would do to themselves. So the question is not why don't you love me? It's why don't you love yourself? Why are you hurtful and damaging to your own being? And well, that question can bring us more compassion. And then, are we ashamed? Well, we can consider that people do what they do to themselves, to others, so it has nothing to do with you. As much as it sounds like gaslighting, because I know that people say in the spiritual community, there's a lot of gaslighting, like, let it go, forgive and forget, just act like it didn't happen, frolic around happy, mindless. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about coming to that point that you've honored your need to process every step of the consequences of natural consequences of a problem or a conflict. And when you get to the point where you go, okay, now I want to move on, I want to live my life, I want to look at this differently, I want to embrace healing, I want to embrace lessons. Yesterday, I've been thrown into a kind of strange scenario because yes, I left the Jehovah's Witness cult. And at the same time, I lost my entire childhood community. It's the people, the town I grew up with, the friendships, even if they were acquaintanceships, they were just acquaintances. These were relationships that shaped me. And I lost them. And I never actually gave myself the time to grieve or look back. I just felt stiff and abandoned and sad. But at the same time, I got put in a situation recently, and I basically am reliving the Kingdom Hall indirectly, like the community, the people, the mechanics between the people. And I noticed that the lesson for me was that I was always going to leave. I was always going to move on, because you've got little fish in a pond that can live in a pond, and then you've got this freaking sea bass that's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And Leviathan, dolphin fish, you know, can't stay in there. And that's basically what happened to me. At a certain point, I needed to move on. And so there's no shame in the fact that things ended with the community. Yeah, there's sadness. There's like, oh, I wish. But at the same time, we need to move on. We need to grow. Everyone is different and unique. And your life has a path. And no matter what you do, no matter where you go, there is no such thing as a wrong left turn. There's just turning, there's just movement. And once you stop judging your movement, you will start to embrace the journey. And that sounds really out there and really like, yeah, whatever, like, okay, sure, because when people are hurting, that's the last thing you want to hear. But eventually you will see it for yourself, because you will see your life and go, I'm glad I'm here. You know, weighing everything, this was a great thing. And so don't look back in anger. That's a song. And don't look back in anger, I heard them say. Yeah, that song. It's like, we have good moments, we have bad moments. We take what we need, we take what builds us up, and everything else can leave our consciousness. It can leave our records. We can delete it. We can just let it go. That takes time. Everyone has a different process and time frame for that, but you can. Well, that was it for me today. We'll talk again soon. Have a great day. Bye.